Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and welcome to my next video. Today we have got another Dungeons & Dragons 3.5 Prestige class for you. And again, from the Complete Arcane, we have got the Green Star Adept. Alright, so we're going to talk about what is the Green Star Adept. We're going to talk about how you go about becoming the Green Star Adept. We're going to talk about what you get for becoming a Green Star Adept. And finally, we're going to talk about how good the Green Star Adept is and how you might use it in a build. So let's get started. The Green Star Adept. Well, they're a weird one. Basically, they are someone with some knowledge of Arcana. So they come from a arcane spellcasting class of some kind. And through those their studies, they have learned about the Green Star, which visits once a generation and drops fragments of itself down on the planet as it passes. And they've taken to gathering these pieces so that they can consume them and grow from the power that comes from eating it. It's a very weird class. So yeah, that's basically what they are. They don't like each other very much because there's not very many of these stars fragments, and they each want to make sure they get enough for themselves. So like they fight amongst each themselves to try and get these fragments, and they are bitter rivals for these pieces. So if you're going to be playing one of these, that's a big campaign hook where you're going to be trying to get your hands on as much of this as you can. So yeah. So that's basically what they are. Let's talk about how you go about getting in. So first off, base attack bonus +4. Okay, simple, straightforward. It's got some skill requirements as well. So the skill requirements are Decipher Script, 2 ranks, Knowledge Arcana, 8 ranks, Knowledge Architecture and Engineering, 2 ranks, Knowledge Geography, 2 ranks, Knowledge History, 2 ranks. So that's a lot of skills. Most of it is only 2 ranks. The only thing with more is Arcana with 8, so you're going to want to make sure you pick that up because that it's Arcana is 8. You may want to make sure you take your casting class last, and you go into your primarily martial classes first. But yeah, let's see. Feats, combat casting makes sense for a caster. Spells or spell-like abilities, arcane caster level first, which means a warlock is allowed in. And you only need 1 level of casting, so honestly, you should probably just go with that. And special. This one's fun. And honestly, this isn't even where it ends. Must acquire a piece of star metal weighing at least 2 ounces, powder it, and consume it by drinking it in a specially prepared infusion. This infusion requires arcane reagents costing 1,000 gold and takes 1 week to prepare. Now, the reagents cost 1,000 gold. That's not the cost of the star metal. You're going to have to find that somehow separately, which can be a campaign hook of trying to find star metal. Or maybe the DM's nice and will let you just have it for a price, of course. It's not cheap stuff. Like a weapon with it is like an extra 5,000 gold. So it's going to cost a little bit. Let's see. So that's what it takes to become a Green Star Adept. Finding the star is going to be the tricky part. How hard it is to acquire really depends on how your DM's feeling. Whether they want to make you go on a quest to get it, or whether they'll just sell it to you, or what. So yeah. Let's see. Now we're going to talk about what you get. So what you get is interesting. D8 hit dice. Not bad. That's pretty solid. Good. Well, not an average base attack bonus, which is all right. Good for will save, but bad fort and reflex. It's like, okay, kind of a weird mixed bag so far. Yeah. They also have skills 2+ int. Their skill list is it's all right. It's got all the important arcane casting stuff. Plus, it's got some other stuff, which is all right. So it's an okay skill list. Not the best though, especially since it's 2+ int. Weapon and armor proficiency. They gain proficiency with all simple weapons. They're likely already going to have that from the martial class they used to get in, but maybe they won't, or maybe they went full on arcane caster to get in. But honestly, you're probably better off going with you know, a martial class to get in. Let's see, spells per day and known. You get it's a spell casting progression every other level, so that's something. You gain damage reduction as well. So you're going to gain damage reduction equal of adamantine equal to your class level, which isn't bad. That's some pretty good damage reduction, and it's equal to your class level, so that will go up. Although actually gaining levels in this class is extra difficult, as we're going to talk about here in a sec. You also get improved caster level. So on the levels where they're not, so every level will up their caster level by 1, regardless of whether they gained casting or not. So on their odd levels, their caster level will be boosted 1 higher than the actual level which they're casting at. So basically, if you're a 5th level sorcerer and 5th level Green Star Adept, then your caster level's 10th. It's as simple as that. Let's see. The game and next, Star Metal Dependency. This one is the fun one that I've been hinting at. Basically, every time they want to level up, they need to consume another 1 pound. That's 8 times more than they took to that first level of Star Metal, and another 1,000 gold worth of reagents in a ritual that takes 24 hours. Now, the original one took a week, but this one only takes a day, so that's shorter, but you have to consume 8 times as much metal. So that's a bit of an issue, trying to acquire this, since it is difficult to acquire. But yeah, you're going to have to do that, and that's going to be fun, trying to figure out how you're going to acquire all this. Let's see. You gain Star Metal Rigor. This one's a fun one. So at first level, you're going to gain a +1 to Strength, +1 to Natural Armor, and a -1 to Dex. Then at 4th level, you gain another +1 to Strength and +1 to Natural Armor. 7th level, you gain another +2 to Strength and another +2 to Natural Armor, but another -1 to Dex. Then finally, at 10th level, you gain 2 more points to Strength, 2 more points to Natural Armor, and 1 more loss to Dex. So in total, you're going to gain 6 points of Strength, 6 Natural Armor, and a loss of 3 Dex. So that's something. Yeah, your Dex is going to be hurting a little, but you do gain some Natural Armor as well, which will make up for it in terms of AC. And on top of that, you're also going to gain some Strength. So that's kind of nice. You get Natural Attack. So basically, you get a Slam Attack as a natural attack. That's going to be, 1d6 for medium characters. Okay. They get Unnatural Metabolism. That's going to give them some resistances to a number of things. They initially are going to get a +2 with their resistances, and that's for poison, sleep effects, paralysis, stunning, disease, death effects, and necromancy effects. And those do go up to +4 at 8th level. 5th level they go up to a +4, and 8th level they'll go up to a +6. So that's not bad. They gain Fortification at 3rd level. They'll get 25% Fortification, then 50% at 6th level, and 75% at 9th level. So that's not bad. Quite good, actually, especially seeing as normally you have to wear armor for this, and these guys can do this unarmored. So that can be kind of a nice advantage. They get Otherworldly Vision. So at 4th level, they're going to gain the ability to have dark vision out to 60 feet. That's not bad. And they get low light vision as well, which is good. Null Metabolism, which means they no longer need to, let's see, breathe, eat, or sleep. And they get immunity to inhaled poisons because they're not breathing, as well as drowning, suffocation, and sleep effects, although they still have to rest 8 hours for their spells. That's just a thing. In addition, an adept of 7th level or higher no longer subject to fatigue due to exhaustion, and ignores the effects of these conditions. So, not bad. Not bad at all, really. That last part is actually quite good on like a barbarian because it negates some of the downsides of rage. There's actually a number of ways to use this. And finally, they gain Emerald Perfection at 10th level. That's going to do quite a few things. That's going to change their type to Construct, for 1. And it's going to cause a number of effects. 1, they lose their Constitution score, as well as any health that came with it, or without it if they had a negative Constitution. And then they'll also gain 20 hit points for medium size, and a different amount for small and large. Let's see. Unlike other constructs, they are not immune to mind-affecting abilities. They still have a human mind. It's just their body is magically animated. Let's see. They also gain immunity to poison, paralysis, sleep, stunning, disease, and extra damage from sneak attacks, death attacks, and necromancy effects. So basically, all the stuff that they got with unnatural metabolism, they're just immune to. Same with fortification, they're just immune to that now. Like those just reach their This basically replaces those two abilities, because they're just immune to all of that now. You no longer heal damage. So now that you're a construct, positive energy won't affect you. Same with negative energy, I'd argue. It doesn't say that in the book, but as a construct, you're not affected by negative energy. So rules as written, you shouldn't be affected by it. And you no longer heal naturally, although you will still heal on your own and we'll talk about that in a second. Let's see. No longer subject to critical hits, non-lethal damage or ability damage, energy drain or ability drain, all kind of stuff. Immunity to any effect that requires a fortitude save and less harmless. Again, same as constructs. No longer at risk of death from massive damage, but he's immediately destroyed if dropped to 0 hit points. However, he can be returned to life using any means that could bring him back before, so you can still get brought back to life. That's good. And he no longer takes ability score penalties for aging and cannot be magically aged, and will never die of old age. So that last one's kind of big. Basically gaining immortality. You can actually live for eons in this form. And then finally, also at 10th level, the same level they get rapid repair. 10th level, Green Star Adept repairs 1 hit point of damage per hour of rest, as long as he's at at least 1 hit point. Rapid repair does not allow a Green Star Adept to regrow or attach lost body parts. So basically, you heal at a rate of 1 health per hour. Which is faster than natural healing, in all honesty. So, well, sort of, depending on hit points. Normally, you recover hit dice per day. So, depending on what your hit dice is, this may or may not be faster. At low levels, it's faster. Higher levels, it's slower. So, it is what it is. How good is it? It's hard to say. It's a real mixed bag. It's kind of a gish. It's got some spell casting, but it's losing half of it, so it's really not that great for a spellcaster. But it's also only got an average base attack, so it's not the best for a martial build either, although it does get a lot of defenses. It could work decently on a Gish. It could also work decently on a monk build. The fact that they get that fortification. Monks normally aren't going to have access to that, so that's kind of nice. As well as, just a number of other effects. With a monk, you're going to have to do some fiddling to make that work. There's a lot of things that don't quite work. The example is for a barbarian, and I can see it sort of working. You might want to pick up Rage Mage so that you can rage if you're going to do that. But the fact that it kind of gives you tireless rage is kind of nice, because you're immune to, the things. You're immune to becoming tired. You're immune to fatigue. Therefore, tireless rage is the exhausting effects of rage won't hurt you, and you'll be able to rage without getting tired. So that's kind of nice. It's a weird one, in all honesty. Like, is it super optimal for pushing in any given direction? No, but it does its own unique thing, and it kind of works for a weird Gish type of build. So you could go with Barbarian and Rage Mage. You could go with Monk and Enlightened Fist. There's a lot of different ways you could do this, picking up just like one level of Arcane Caster. And then, if you need more caster levels, you get that from here. So that's fine. It works with Warlock too, which is interesting. Not a bad option for potentially a Warlock Monk, Green Star Adept, Enlightened Fist. Decent enough option, I guess, since Warlock does work with Enlightened Fist as well. So, yeah. Certainly an interesting one. I'll give it that much. Yeah. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. I don't know really what else to say about it because it's a weird one. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more D&D 3.5 content because I do one of these on every single class, race, and prestige class in Dungeons & Dragons 3.5. So ring that notification bell so you never miss out on a video. Anyways, as always, I'm Mitch, and I'll be seeing you